Welcome and thank you all so much for tuning into this video from the E-News this afternoon. You know, we're in a different place here, and those of you that worship on the CrossPoint service or the chapel over there, you may not recognize this, but this is the altar of the historic campus, and you recognize this is not Becky, this is Phyllis Spearman, and she heads up the altar guild. And I want to talk about the altar guild today as it relates to the hangings here particularly. My mother died several years ago, and she loved the church and everything about it. And so when she died, our family decided that we would like to honor her by getting a set of hangings, paraments, for the church. And the altar guild suggested that our red ones really did need to be replaced, and so that's what we got. And so I wanted to put the red ones up here. The red will be on the altar this coming Sunday, but I won't be on this campus this coming Sunday, so I'll miss seeing it. I won't be back over here till Easter. I'll be preaching Gracetime Easter services. But I wanted to get Phyllis here to help me with that, and I've got a little elf over here to help also. And so that we can get the hangings up here, and you can see a little bit about what the altar guild does. Now they do all kinds of things, but it's not hard, and I'd love to have you, all of you, consider thinking about, men and women, thinking about serving on the altar guild. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 528. Here on the historic campus. So Phyllis, how long have you been doing altar guild?
15 years.
Whoa. You were a child when you started.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, me too, honey. We're growing old together, aren't we?
That's right.
All right, so what I want to do is, we're not going to do all the chalices and everything else right here, but I want to say just a little bit about what we're doing here and how you would go. We have on the purple now, this is the Lenten color. It's here. It changes to red for Palm Sunday. So when y'all come on Sunday for the worship services or any of the services in the church during the week up until Good Friday, you'll see that red hangs. But we have purple on today. So how about let's go through the process of what the altar guild would do to change from one set of hangings to another set of hangings.
Well, what we do actually, we change drape here.
Do you crawl up there and do that?
No, Roger does that. Clear the altar, and then we take everything back over to the sacristy and bring the new hangings over.
So the first thing we do, we take the Eucharistic candles off the altar, and then we've got a fair linen that comes off. And then the next thing you do is to take the rod out of the rod pocket on the back. This is called the frontal. And you fold the frontal up. And then this is the new frontal that's given in memory of my mother.
Miss Margaret was on the altar guild for quite a few years, right?
She was on the altar guild every church she went to. She loved serving on the altar. And I think what she loved most was the peace that it brought her. You know, to know that she was doing something special for the Lord, and particularly doing something special for the Lord that not everybody was going to know about. You know, there are lots of people want to do things and they want their business in the street and they want to get all the fanfare, but Mom was a behind the scenes person, just like you are and most of our altar guild. Y'all do when nobody else is here. Correct. And I think that's a part of what you're trying to do is you minister in a way that you're preparing the people to be able to worship, and it's not about you. All right, so we got see the pocket in here, and you're putting the rod in the end, and then that gives a weight to hold the frontal up, and that's what this is called, is a frontal, and you can guess it's called that because it's on the front of the altar. And red is a color that's used in the church for Pentecost Sunday, and it's also used during Holy Week. It's used for ordinations, coming times when the Holy Spirit is invoked to come.
And some of our hangings go to the floor, and then some are short like this.
You line the fair linen up by the crosses. There's 5 crosses on here, one on each corner, and then one in the middle, and those represent the 5 wounds of Christ. And underneath this, on the stone altar, there are 5 crosses in the same position for that. Now, if we look at the frontal, you can see that it has It's a beautiful brocade, isn't it? But you see the things you'd expect. You have a cross here, and then in the middle, we have an acronym, and the acronym is IHS. And those are the first three letters of the name Jesus in Greek, IHS. And you see acronyms, abbreviations, just like in the early church, they used a fish as an abbreviation for the Christian church. IHS is an abbreviation for Jesus. A reminder about what it's all about, his body and his blood. On the cross, right in the center of the cross, is that same acronym, IHS, the first three letters of Jesus in Greek. On our stoles, many of the stoles that we have for Lent, it has another acronym, and the acronym is INRI. And that's the four letters that would have been on the cross above Jesus. It's an acronym for what was up there. And that's in Latin, there's no J in Latin, so the INRI would stand for Jesus of Nazareth, R for Rex, King, and the other I for Jews, King of Judaism. Acronym, short ways of capturing big things, big things. You see, I would have a stole that we would wear, and you notice that it matches the frontal. There's the same kind of material and all that. My mother loved the red stole and the black cassock. She thought I looked slim in this. And then here we have the chasuble. It all matches, and the stripes that are on here, those are called orphreys. And this is a vestment that is more of a modern vestment in that the front and the back of it are the same. In many old vestments, on the back there was a different design than on the front because the priests celebrated with their backs to the congregation. But this can be done either way, whether you're celebrating with back or front. And they would have it laid out here for me on the side, or for whoever is celebrating. And this is worn by the person who is actually doing the Eucharistic prayers, called a chasuble. And it's a reminder of the seamless robe that Jesus wore on the cross. And if you notice, this is a depiction of the cross, and the place where it comes together is right over somebody's heart, so that the priest is speaking from his heart as Jesus gave from his heart. That's a lot of symbolism in the church, and that's so wonderful about it when you understand it and you know it. In doing all this, y'all would take care of all of it, wouldn't you?
That's correct.
Plus you'd be setting out all the vessels and the wine and the bread and everything else, right?
We take care of all the linens also, and we have 4 teams here, and there's approximately 6 people on each team. And so we meet once a month, and we put a calendar out letting everybody know way in advance so they can block their weekend out. And we do that. We do weddings. We set up for funerals. We also set up for all the services that go on in the
Like
church.
in Holy Week, there's service every day.
Yep.
Easter, we've got 8 services between Easter Eve and Easter itself, and the Palm Sunday services, the palms that go out. Mm-hmm. Ashes for Ash Wednesday, those services, foot washing, all of it. There's a lot that's there. And one of the things about your volunteering that would be so helpful is that the more people we have on a team, the more we can substitute for each other, and the quicker the work gets done, and the more you get to enjoy what you're doing. It's not a chore, it's a labor of love. That's the way my mama looked at it.
And on Maundy Thursday, all Altar Guild members participate, and that's when we strip the altar. For the sunrise service, we did about 900 individual candles, and we have those ready already. And so it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. It really is.
And it's also an opportunity to build relationships with real special people.
That's correct.
Across a pretty wide age distribution, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have younger folks and some senior citizens like me
We
and
have
you.
senior citizens like me and you, that's right.
Like me and you. What would be the hardest thing for somebody to pick up about this, Phyllis? Or is there anything hard?
Well, I fixed a folder, which I brought two today because we have two younger members, and in a folder, and it's showing all the paraments, all the vessels, and explaining to them. That helps some. And then also when they set up the altar, they'll make a picture on their phone, so the next time they set up, it's very easy for them to do. That's been a really help.
And then when you've got teams like that, it's not like you're doing it all by yourself, and you have somebody here with you. You're not in the church by yourself, so there's not a factor about being alone. You're not by yourself, so you have somebody else to check out behind you and all that, and you team up with some older folks with some younger folks, and so is that a one generation passing to another?
Correct.
Right.
But on a Saturday morning, we would meet. The first thing we do is count the wafers for the 3 services. And after that, we bring over, change the hangings if they needed to be changed. And when they also change the board on Saturday and Sunday. So it's just a lot of little things to make everything perfect.
Somewhere in there you pray, don't you?
We do. We do. We do.
That's where you started.
That's right. That's correct. That's right.
Okay. What else would you like anybody to know?
If they'd like to join the Altar Guild, we would love to have them. You can reach me on my phone. I'm in the church directory and my email there. And
or call the church office.
Or call the church office, that's correct.
Yeah. Thank you, and all the folks that are working with the Altar Guild. It is such a blessing for me and all the other clergy and everybody serving in here to be able to come in and know that it is prepared in a God-honoring kind of way, and
correct.
And we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.